Well, guys, final score for the Lions versus Queensland Reds at Suncorp Stadium, 52-12, and what a crazy game that was. A second half dominance by the Lions. Man, the first half looked like it was going to be quite a competitive game, but the Lions just came back in that second half to take that win in a dominant fashion. So, guys, today in this video we're going to be going through my review of the game, talking about the some of the moments and the tries, and then I'll give you my my standout players for myself, and also just a couple of stats as well for the game as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, guys, at Suncorp Stadium it was over 500,000 plus fans, and it packed into that Suncorp Stadium, and to witness what a great game of rugby that was as well, and another dominant performance by the Lions. So the first half, man, the Lions came out firing, entering the Reds 22 within just like 3 minutes of the game, and so they came to play right from the get go. But it was the Reds who drew first blood in the 8th minute through a hard fought 17 phase try by Tumanga Allen. And then the conversion was successful as well to make it an early 7-0 for the Reds. Despite a near try for Bundy Aki at the 11-minute mark and some early attacking moments, the Lions couldn't break through initially, though. There was held up by the Reds for holding up Bundy Aki, so they didn't cross the line over there. But the Reds showed grit and defence for the first 15 minutes, but their cracks in the defence started to show when at the 19-minute mark, Tommy Freeman crossed over for the Lions' first try of the game, courtesy of a slick pass from Elliot Daly as well. But that was a really good pass as well, and making the score with the conversion successful at 7-7. Later on, Josh Fluke answered with a brilliant try back for the Reds off a well-placed grubber by Kalani Thomas at the 26th minute. That grubber, man, was outstanding from Kalani Thomas, and that pickup, man, from Josh Fluke, man, it was lucky that the ball bounced back towards him as well, because that could have easily been a knock on. But at that 26th-minute mark, with the conversion successful. Actually, the conversion wasn't successful as well, and the Reds pulled ahead to 12-7. But that was the last time they would leave the game, when tries from Andrew Potter at the 30-minute mark, and then Van der Meer at the 35-minute mark swung the momentum in the Lions' favour. So heading into half-time, it was 21-12. And then the Reds had a shot at the highlight reel moment just before the break, but Lockie Anderson's potential try was ruled out because the ball hit the end goal flag, but deemed was in touch, and Lockie Anderson couldn't get his hand to the ball to push down just before it went out. So whatever Andy Farrell said to the Lions dressing room, though, at halftime, it worked. The Lions came out red hot and on fire in the second half, scoring 31 unanswered points, man. And it was Mario Toje who kicked things off at the 44th minute mark. He powered over after a great offload by Jackson Gibson Park. And then at the 55-minute mark, man, Jack Morgan came flying in, as well as later on, just at about 60-minute mark, Tommy Freeman came and added more tries. Both of them the conversions were successful as well. And then Hugo Keenan came in at the 65-minute mark as well, ran 60 metres down the field off a turnover from a stunning solo try. And that was a crazy run as well for him. And then in overtime, man, at the end of the game, Gary Ringrose iced the game with the Lions' 8th try of the night. So Finn Russell was a perfect from perfect 7 out of 7 conversions, keeping the scoreboard ticking over all night, man. So final score, guys, Lions 52-12 for the Reds, man. My standout players, man, Tommy Freeman, first of all, man, was electric out wide with multiple tries and line breaks, man. He was always there lingering and kept the Reds money defense on the edge, man. For the Reds, though, Kalani Thomas impressed me for the Reds, man. Keeping the attack structured, bro. He powered his forwards well, and his passes were timed perfectly and executed well for Kalani Thomas. Hunter Paisami also for the number 12 for the Reds. He showed strength in the midfield with powerful runs, man. Even though he didn't really gain that much, meters with ball in hand, but when he had the ball, he made it count, and man, he started staking up a claim for the Wallabies number 12 jersey as well for me. So, just a shout out to the ref, James Dolman from New Zealand. Just really good ref. Kept the game moving and didn't stop for any unnecessary stoppages. So kept the ball rolling and made it a really good game of rugby, man. But this was a classic game of rugby, man. It looked like it was going to be a nice, kind of even back and forth match between the Reds and the Lions in the first half, but that second half dominance just proved to be too much for the Reds defense, and the Lions just came out just attacking hardcore. But I have to say, though, in that first half, the Lions, they seemed to have something there, but man, in that first half, when they needed it at that last moment, something just turned off, whether it's their focus or something, man. They couldn't get to power more over and score more tries in that first half, even though the attack looks very, very complete until just the last moment with just unnecessary knock-ons. So it was a very interesting first half, but yeah, that second half just showed what the Lions could do this Australian 2025 tour. So let's have a look at just some quick stats, guys. So let's have a look at the meters run, man. 548 to the Lions to 276 meters for the Reds. That was 18 kicks in hand for the Lions and 16 for the Reds. So a lot of more running and fast play rugby from the Lions, and they capitalised more on their run meters than the Reds did. So the Lions just didn't give the Reds any that much chances to run with the ball. So they just kept their pressure at hand and kept their attack hitting the Reds defence lines. So it was pretty good from the second half, the performance for the Lions. Possession almost pretty even for the Reds and the Lions. 51% possession for the Lions to 49% for the Reds. So only, almost split even 50-50 there by 1%. Territory as well, almost even as well. 51% for the territory to 49% for the Reds. So really good, possession and territory gain for both teams. It just the Lions just were more clinical and being able to execute and convert that possession and territory into points. The 10 clean breaks for the Lions to the Reds 5. But the Reds had more defenders beaten 27-19. It's just the Reds couldn't capitalise at the final moments. 13 offloads to the Lions to 5 for the Reds. Tackles, 169 complete tackles to 196 for the Lions, and for the Reds 138 to 157. So 88% success rate for the Reds for their tackles, and to 86% success rate for the tackles for the Lions. So pretty even game, pretty much on the stats point of view. But the Lions, man, that second half performance once again just proved to be too much for the Reds. Guys, that's my review of the game. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the game, and any players who I didn't mention stood out to you. And we'll be looking forward to the next match, I think, is against the New South Wales Waratahs. So, you guys, that's all from me. Like and subscribe if you liked the video and you want to see more from me. But that's all from me, guys. Have a good one.